All right, welcome to Tuesday's Tips. Today we're going to be talking about note taking. All right, so Tuesday Tips really quickly are sponsored by FYE, the First Year Experience. So shout out to my colleague Callie for doing the marketing for this and supporting this semester. But we kind of give you tips in 15-minute or less mini workshops where we talk about some essential skills to help you be successful here at Lehigh Carbon Community College. My name is Michael. I'm a learning specialist here at the college, and I help students with a whole bunch of skills to help them be successful. All right, so here's our quick agenda. We're going to be talking about note taking in college, taking notes for learning, and some learning notes for learning tips. That's done very intentionally. All right, so taking notes in college. There's a lot of things to take notes on, a lot, right? You have your classes, you have your assignments, you have meetings, you have tons of stuff that you need to take notes on. It's different, and it's different, and it's different. You might take notes in one class one way and have to take notes in another class another way, and in something else in a different way. And sometimes that changes from professor to professor, class to class, and sometimes semester to semester, and occasionally week to week, depending on the topic. It is very important, though, and you know this. All right. So one of the things I want to highlight here is taking notes is the number one way you capture and reinforce information. It's number one way, right? So one key tip here, right? There's this idea called cognitive load theory that pretty much says we can only learn so much. Our brains eventually get full, right? We eventually just go, oh my God, I can't take it anymore, right? And we've all experienced this where we just like are wasting our time studying or wasting our time reading and nothing's sinking in anymore. That's when you hit your cognitive load. Well, one of the big keys to this is self-care, physical and mental rest. It's the key to manage your cognitive load. You have to have some downtime. You have to have some relaxation time where you can kind of just chill and not be learning new information. That's how you decrease your cognitive load. Sleep is usually an essential factor of this, routine, regular sleep. Okay. Now, to help your learning, you want to take notes while you're reading and during lectures, but you need to be efficient and effective when you do it. All right, so here's the idea, right? Your note taking needs to be active and focused, slower and intentional. Because what you're trying to do is summarize the information effectively and efficiently, help you learn, and quickly review the material. The last thing you want to do is have to reread your book over and over again. You want to take notes properly the first time. You want to go to lecture and take notes properly the first time as much as possible. So, some key notes while you're reading, how to take notes. You want to minimize your distractions. Put your cell phone away, put on some music that doesn't have any lyrics, get into a spot that's relaxing, but it's not too relaxing. Tell other people you have reading to do, kind of try to focus, right? Set realistic goals. Realistic goals. We have a tendency to think we can read a lot more, right? Remember, you're going to have to read a lot of information, but you also have to try to learn it effectively. Try to chunk things. Think in terms of sections, don't necessarily, or chapters, or areas, right? Try to chunk things. Don't just try to read everything all at once, right? One approach that we recommend is PQ4R, basically preview, question, read, reflect, review, and recite. That's a strategy to help you engage with your textbook while you're trying to read. And you can take some notes in that process too, right? You want to leverage your textbook to help you take notes while you're reading. Your textbooks has headings, section breaks, and summaries. Those should guide you about how you should be taking your notes. You might be able to create a very effective outline just by looking at the headings and the section breaks of your textbook before you start really reading your textbook and taking notes on it. Right? Practice. Time yourself with one page in one section. Do this for each of your classes. Get a sense of how long it's really going to take you to take notes and to read effectively. Right? Keep in mind your goal is learning information, not just reading it. I mean, reading is, we read things passively sometimes for pleasure, but our real goal is to learn this information. Now, you don't have to be perfect with it. You want to learn as much as possible. All right, lectures. Here we go, taking notes in lectures. Now, you don't want to be like this guy over here who's sleeping in class. You want to be like these other folks who are kind of actively taking notes, right? So, taking notes during lectures, right? Print out and study the slides before a lecture if possible, right? The PowerPoint slides. If there's a PowerPoint presentation, get them beforehand if possible. Print them out and study them. So you kind of know what the topic's going to be about, what the class is going to be about. So you have a map of the class, you have a sense of what's going to go on in the lecture. Right? Target the main points and clarify examples, right? You want to target main points and the clarifying examples your professors give. You want to use your own words if possible. Don't think in terms of writing down exactly what they say. Say, what does that mean? Right? Put in your own words. Consider why this information was shared. It's a way to engage you with the material. Why is my professor telling me this? Why is this information relevant to this class? It will keep you engaged and help you keep focused and think about why it's useful for your notes. Learn to write less. Easier said than done, but try to write less. Use shorthand, use codes, try dropping small words, right? Just you create a code that's good for you for this class, because after all, that's who the notes are for. Ask questions of your professor when appropriate, like, are there any questions? Ask questions to clarify things, but sometimes because of so much material your instructors have to cover, you may need to let those questions go for now. Review your notes after class. Take a little bit of time to breathe, relax, reduce your cognitive load, right? And then review after class. You will have holes in your notes, and that's okay because you can't capture everything during that lecture period, but you want to capture as much as possible. You will have holes in your notes, but then take actions to fill them. So possible ways to clarify and fill the holes in your notes include your faculty member during office hours, the tutors, classmates, YouTube videos, your textbook. Try to fill out as much information as you can so you have a better understanding of the lecture. Right. So some final notes here as we're wrapping up, right? Note taking is the number one way you capture and reinforce information in your head. Right? Self-care is key to helping you manage your cognitive load level so you can continue learning. Now, specific note-taking methods can include Cornell, 3-column, templates, maps, and many others, and we can help you with those in ESS. Right? But keep in mind, taking notes effectively, efficiently takes work and practice. But when it's done successfully, you can study much more quickly. Right? Keep in mind, each class, each subject, and each faculty member is different. Your strategies need to change each time. Right? And there's a lot of different types of approaches out there that can be applied to this concept. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance from your faculty member or myself, a learning specialist. Right? Well, tell us what you thought. We hope you got something out of this. Let us know. And there's a link in the chat, but also in the description of this, and also please let us know what you're thinking about for the next workshops. What information could we provide you to be helpful for you to be successful? All right. Again, my name is Michael. I'm a learning specialist. Thank you for joining us for Tuesday Sips, and we'll see you next Tuesday.